What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all. Happy hump day. Hope everybody's week's off to a great start, and I hope you're ready for Scorpio season. We are locked and loaded, baby. Sun in Scorpio, separating off that square to Pluto and Cap. Intense. Scorpio brings the intensity. It kind of brings the creepy crawlies out. Sometimes we gotta, go through and face fears when Scorpio energy is present, and we gotta deal with insecurities. We gotta deal with certain things that, traumas from the past, different things that we might be a little afraid of. Kind of got to meet these things head on. But the beautiful part about Scorpio is that deep drive and that intensity that comes with it, and the passion. So we really want to find our passion right now. We want to find the things that we want to go deeper into, that we want to merge with, that we want to get all up in and never let go. Sometimes we have to let go. This is definitely one of those times, and it's going to be one of those Scorpio seasons where, we might get faced with having to let go of things that we feel an intense connection to or a deep merger with. And we got to have the grit and the resilience right now to find that deep power, to know that we're good and that we can get through things and that we're going to grow. And every time we have to go deep into our well right now, we come out stronger. And that's a big thing to realize, as it's a sensitive day with the moon here in Cancer finishing up, and it's going to meet with Mars. It's going to start off the day square Chiron. We are getting some nice sextile energy from Mars and the moon over to Uranus and Taurus, and also a trine over to Neptune, and of course that opposition to Pluto. So there's a lot of interesting factors about the depth of feeling that can be going on in our lives right now. And a lot of the focus is really on finding comfort through instability, through having to maybe separate. Because the truth of Scorpio is it's a magnet. There's this really strong magnetic force that's going to pull energy towards you, suck it in. And then there's the other side of the magnet where the polarities flip, positive, negative. And then it's all of a sudden positive, positive, or negative, negative, and like things are flying away. And we have to be okay with both. We have to be okay that things are going to, in some ways, karmically, just be attracted to us right now. And this can be good, this can be bad, this can be all the things. But things are going to be coming at us right now, and we have to have that grit and that emotional resilience to feel safe and secure and kind of take things head on here. The moon and Mars can definitely bring us some energy here in Cancer, but it's we got to use that energy for purpose. And I think not let, something in society or some outside force in the world, try to take away our power, not let some other person try to take away our power, but really find that power within ourselves to keep going, to keep dredging, to keep just, let's go. So it's an interesting day where we got to keep it moving. We got to keep it going, and we got to meet things head on. And we don't want to be fearful or scared. Mars squaring Chiron definitely can bring up some sensitivities and have us question, certain things that we're driven for, have us question our identity in some ways, and maybe ask that question of, why are things this way? Scorpio in general can bring up that question of why, and Mercury's there. So there can be a lot of questions of why certain things are happening right now. But instead of just getting overly sensitive with even a moon and Mars trine Neptune and just kind of breaking down, this is that. It really is a time to find the inner grit. And it's okay to ask the questions, and it's okay to investigate deeper, but look for solutions that make you feel more empowered and more driven to go after things that are going to make you feel better, and to not get lost in a victim mentality or feeling everything's left you and you're left out in the cold and you're abandoned and betrayed by the universe or by a lover or by a friend. It doesn't really matter. We're all going to be tested in some way of having to just find that deep emotional strength and to keep pushing and to keep looking for our own truths. and to not get so invested in what other people's truths are or what the truth of the world is, but to really stay like focused on our truth. And with Venus here, we can definitely like start expanding what feels good in our life. I think we don't need to necessarily play it so small that we feel constricted here. It's almost like, okay, we feel things, now let's find a philosophy or something bigger that helps us get out of a hole, that helps us see the beauty, that helps us want to traverse over the next mountain and then go down in the valley and cross the river and get to the other side. You know, it's almost like embracing the journey. So if today brings up depth of feeling, if it brings up just some kind of maybe even a feeling of inadequacy or just feeling like we're not getting what we want, it's because we have to go further in our own journey, and we have to go and, you know, see something we haven't seen and experience something we haven't seen and be like okay with the journey and kind of see the beauty in getting to the destination and not worry so much about the destination, but realize that we're on this journey right now, and it's about seeing the beauty of it as we go and finding that emotional resilience and strength to see the positives in the growth, in the expanse. In at times it can feel like the walls are completely closing in, and even just as we move on over the Scorpio season and the stuff that's coming in the future, like it can feel like the walls are closing in, but this is a good example of how really there's so much expansion that's happening. Everything that's closing in is just to help you get more consolidated within yourself, to feel more powerful and more secure so that you can go further and go farther in your own lives. So use today as a really powerful lesson to break the chains that confine you to feeling less than or to feeling stuck, but to really find liberation in your journey and in everything that you've learned, and how to not get angry over situations or point the finger at other people or think that something else did this to you, but to embrace that something happened that helped you break out of something that was really just a shell so that you can experience more and do more with your journey and the identification of who you are. See what the card is for today. The Hermit card in reverse. How funny. It's kind of like everything's kind of come to this point where it's not so much about hiding out in the woods to discover yourself, like there's already been the discovery. And now it's much more like, okay, this is really a time to show what you got, to show the passion, to show the intensity at which you want to live your life and how you want to relate that to others and how you want to go about your goals and the light that you want to bring to the world. And I think that, it's not so much about retreating into the cave right now to do the meditation or to find the wisdom. It's like, get out of there with your wisdom. And now it's time to intensely apply it to life because you feel comfortable within yourself and you've learned the lessons. So go out and put that intensity into what drives you to create. And I think just a lot of light is going to come from that, and people will notice, and you'll notice too. I love you all very much. Have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.